Everybody. In today's video, we're going to use VectorShift to build a chatbot that only authenticated users can interact with. Let's get it. Show you the Airtable list so it makes better sense. Let's say our users' login credentials are stored in a Airtable base. We have one column username and the other column password. I know in real life scenarios this might be more complicated. You probably won't have a base with just two columns. Nonetheless, with this video you get a sense that how to pull information and perform a search and then based on that perform a logic step. So let's see. I'm gonna say like user one and the password is 12345. So please type in your user name and password. I'm gonna say user one and my password is 12345. Now it must be able to recognize that this is a existing account in our, your account has been successfully found, and now we can actually ask questions. You can connect your database to the LLM that handles this part of the chatbot to get questions and answers tailored for your business. In this demo, it's just a dummy, for some reason it didn't work, so I'm going to send this one more time. So in this case, it's just, that answers like general questions. Okay. And then it gives you an answer. But if, on the other hand, I start a new conversation and giving it like wrong user password, then I won't be able to interact with this chatbot. Okay, now let's go behind the scenes into workflow pipeline and see how we can set this up. Now we are in pipeline builder. As we start from scratch, let's go with an input node and let's go with an OpenAI node. So first off, what we need to do is we want to ask for username and password, perform a search, and then if it was found, allow them to go to the next LLM. If it wasn't, let them know that it was not found. So our system, and the tricky thing is it should also maintain the conversation, right? Because as you know, with LLMs, it every time it just starts from the beginning. You can't run a fraction of a pipeline, if that makes sense. But nonetheless, let's see. I told it check the memory and reply, and there's no reason, because of the spaces, just so messy. Check the memory and reply with A as for already. We can name it whatever. If you already located the account and go to the next LLM. If not, take the username and password provided in the user message in the input node and perform a search on Airtable. Yours can be any other database. I mean, thanks to growing integration parts of VectorShift, there are a whole bunch of integrations that you can perform actions with an LLM. So that's pretty flexible. Respond with Y if the username was found and the provided answer password is correct. So it's also checking for its combination. Respond with N as for no if the user name was not found. So that's pretty much our system prompt. And our input is the first one is going to be user message. We're going to create this variable. I'm just going to call it message, which is going to be our input node. The other critical component is conversation history. because the chatbot will actually look at the history to see if it already located the account or not. I'm calling this variable memory. Oops, memory. And I go to chat, click on chat memory, drop it. I use full raw. So this is our memory node. The next thing we need is we need to set up the Airtable a connection. So I'm going to go to integrations. I'm going to click on Airtable. There are three different actions, four different actions you can take via an LLM in Airtable integration. I'm going to go with read table because I am looking for just to match the provided username and password. So read table, click on configure, select the base. I'm selecting my dummy base. And then I'm selecting both of these as handles. Click on save configuration. I also need to provide these variables in the prompt section. So I'm calling it Airtable name, air name, Airtable password. Let's call this Airtable username. It's always good to have consistency across naming. Um, and then I'm going to go with GPT-4 Turbo. Let's connect these two handles as well. So name goes to this one and also password. Let's test up until this point. Let's go to general, drop an output to the canvas, and I'm going to give it right credentials, existing ones. What I mean by right, user one, 2, 3, 4. So I'm expecting a Y. Yeah, cool. Let's go with hello. Now I'm expecting an A. Oops. Um, okay. I think we're good. I'm just testing like too much ahead. I think we need to build the rest of the pipeline before it be able to actually, recognize the existing conversations. But we have the user message, conversation history, Airtable username, Airtable password. Cool, cool, cool. Mm, okay. Yeah, we told it go to the next LLM. So the next step would be, as you can probably guess, a logic node, a condition node to see like what the answer was and then send it to the appropriate path. So I called it if response from previous node, if response, double equal signs, inside quotation marks A, as if for already. This is critical for the chatbot to be able to remember the user is already authenticated. And by the way, there are many more complicated ways of doing this, and trust me, this is the simplest way of setting this up. Okay, so response A, then we can just call it A. And by the way, I would like to put this in quotations mark for not getting extra handles on the left hand side. I don't see the use of it. I see in at other tutorials, people like if you remove these quotation marks, you can see you have an extra handle here. I don't see any usage of this, so I prefer just wrap it in quotes and get rid of the extra handle. Also get rid of this one. So else sorry response. Once someone at a party called me an elf. Off topic. Okay, quotation marks if it's Y. Ask for yes. Okay, extra handle, I'm calling it response to. So it goes to the same. Then goes to Maybe let's call it yes. Add another condition. Res- mm, oops. Response 3 is no. Then let's say go to no. And then we need like three different LLMs for every of these. So I'm going to go with the A. So this is where you can, if you have the knowledge base you want to connect to your LLM, you can do it at this point or any other setting you want to have. But for this example, I just go with a simple LLM and just say you are friendly. Something along these lines, right? So I'm going to leave the typos. In the prompt section, I'm giving it the user message. I also give it the response from the previous step. I call it A. So this goes to this one. Message goes to user message. And then we need conversation history, which we call it memory. And let's connect the memory to our chat memory node. Let's put it like, let's drag it and make it in a nicer place. Let's get rid of this. Oops, I mean, we had another one. And so this is the first path, right? Where the user is authenticated and this goes to this LLM. And then we need a logic node. We need a merge. This response to the merge node. And let's go to general, drop an output node, which I just got rid of for some reason. And then let's, the easiest way, right click, duplicate. So we have all the handles and everything. Connect the response, which I often forget. Let's change this handle name to, no. I was calling B. So that was A. So this is Y for yes. Let's connect the response to the right handle. Let's connect the message to user message and memory to our memory node. And then in the system section, let's say inform the users that you have successfully located their account. And let's again duplicate this and set up the end section, the end path, as it stands for no, and create the handle, connect the handle, connect the memory node, and then connect the message node, connect the response. In the system, inform the users that you couldn't shall to try one more time. All right. Um, what do you think if you run a test? Let's deploy changes actually. Let's refresh the page so we get rid of the memory. I gotta put this in feature request to be able to clear memory because I'm not sure how it's been cleared. I just refreshed the page, which is not super practical. So I'm giving it user one, yeah, two, three, four, five. We are expecting a yes, a Y here. Boom. Cool. Now, let's say just something and to see if we get an A here. Yeah, cool. Awesome. Let's. I think, guys, that's it, right? I wanted to test another one to see if we get an N there. For sure, we do. I hope you found this video valuable. This is the simplest way achieving this cool thing within VectorShift. And okay, there's something missing there. Within VectorShift, let me know what tutorial you'd like me to record next. And if you found this video valuable, please subscribe if you haven't already. It helps me a lot. And hit that like button. Catch you in the next one. Thanks.